being joined right now by one of the top heavyweights in the world today. I said one of the slickest fighters, one of the slickest, smoothest talkers. I don't know, man. He's a kingpin, but I think he's a pimp. Originally from Jersey, but I guess I don't know if he's still residing in the ATL, but without further ado, Mr. Kevin Kingpin Johnson, champ, welcome to ATG Radio. You're on the line with a slew of people, also including another guest, Elie Seckbach, #1 reporter in the entire world. What's going on, champ? Sorry about that.
It's all good. ATG, welcome to the Kingpin's world, and Kingpin, welcome to ATG.
Hey, man, it's a pleasure to have you. I got to know like this, man. The last time I heard what was going on with you, and it was a lot of excitement as far as you being included in this, was the prize fighter tournament in England. Afterwards, zip. And like I said, one of the more exciting fighters out there, and I'm talking in any division, and one of the top guys who could do a lot of damage in the heavyweight division, and yourself. What's going on with you, man?
Man, everything going on with me, man. I mean, 2011, man, I took off just to create some residual income for myself as far as business-wise, and at least while I'm still young. And 2012, man, I look to hold 2 of them titles, guaranteed 100%. Within the first 4 months of 2012, I'll have a title, 100%, guaranteed, or your money back.
Elie Seckbach, guaranteed. You hear that right there, Elie.
I love that. I love the confidence. I'm still trying to figure out, Frank, if what I heard in the background was his yacht or his train.
That's my train right there, because when I talk, I move the ground. The trains start coming to me. The stars may start falling. A boat may come through on dry land. A helicopter may come and land just to make sure that this radio station is live. You don't know what you hear. The train is upset the same way I'm upset, and he's sorry. I don't know if I can cuss, but I'm going to say he's sorry as punk, as heavyweight, as punks out here in my division. But it's all good, though, man. It's all good. Watch the movement that the Kingpin pull off for 2012. And the good part about it is, being a free agent, you got to love it. It's like you're a walking good ticket.
Well, I have to ask you this. You obviously know both Klitschkos. Vitali, he's on the way of retiring, 1 or 2 more fights. Wladimir, if you have your choice, who do you want to knock out first?
But Vitali, I got to do him, because in that fight right there was a lot of exposure for the blueprint for the next person that's posted for him. But in that fight, you know, I shouldn't have taken that fight, you know, due to things that happened in training camp. But we still in the building. But I still took it because I knew for a fact that out of everybody he fought, he could never put that right hand on my chin. Never whatsoever.
Now, Kingpin, let me get this real quick. I like you're here, and I know you're not one to shy away from some stuff. United States, America, the heavyweight tier. I got to ask you, I just wanted to throw a couple names your way right now. And, I mean, besides yourself and maybe like 1 or 2 others, I think the division is sorry all around, and I think you're the guy to clean it up. But I want to name a couple names, and you tell me pretender, contender, or any other words you have for me. I want to start out first with Eddie Chambers.
Eddie Chambers is a real contender. I mean, can't take nothing from him. You know, the only thing that, you know, that sets Eddie from the rest of us heavyweights is his size. You know what I mean? That's the only thing that separates Eddie from the rest of the heavyweights out here in the division. But his ability, his artisticness, his agility, and everything else that Eddie has is beautiful. So I can never take nothing away from a guy that deserves credit.
Malik Scott. Malik King Scott. And his nickname's King, man. What you think about Malik Scott?
Malik Scott is a prostitute in the heavyweight division.
Chris Arreola, the Nightmare.
Chris Arreola, I would hate to be the one to, I mean, that fight had never happened, but I hate to be the one to spank that ass. But look here, I keep condoms in my top drawer. I'm ready to give out an ass whooping.
Seth Mitchell. Everybody's calling him the heir apparent to Mike Tyson. They're saying he's the #1 heavyweight in America today.
Seth bitch-ass Mitchell, I'll tell you how that fight will go. It'll go the same way that Buster Douglas tapped that ass in Japan, because that sorry hungry, no good, no talent having, fake slugging, no power, can't bust a grape off a cherry tree, gonna get his ass cracked once he get in there with the first real boxer in the heavyweight division. That little girl, please. I can't even tell you. You know what I do? You know what I do to a girl named Seth Mitchell? I'll fuck the shit out of both of them and walk away with my 7th round knockout.
Oh,
if I fight somebody named Seth Mitchell and the fight go past 7 rounds, I just take a knee and won't get up.
You know what? I'd like you to go personally fight Tyson at Bum Fury.
Tyson Fury.
Let me tell you. We tried to make that fight happen so many times, and everybody said the same thing. I mean, it came back to me getting criticism because they say he's just a baby coming up. So I hate to be criticized, but trust me, I've been wanted that fight. He just
beat Chisora, who got shot.
Yeah, but every time I throw my name out there, I get criticized heavily.
What
because
about Povetkin? That'd be another great fight for you. You'd match up.
Let me tell you, Alexander Povetkin would not fight me. The good thing about him is we trained together in Russia before. And trust me, I got the blueprint on him. Not only Jay-Z got the blueprint, I got the blueprint too.
How about this? I got another one. I'm getting messages from a lot of the listeners and stuff like that. Alonzo Butler. I don't know why he's being brought in. Alonzo Butler.
Oh, please. Alonzo will need a button by the time I'm finished with him. Matter of fact, Alonzo Butler is just like some of the other heavyweights in the heavyweight division. All they're doing is taking up air, opportunity, and space from guys like me. And there are other good heavyweights out there, but the heavyweight division is being controlled over politics right now and great marketing. And it depends on who you got behind you to maneuver you to get you all the set fights you're supposed to take. Alonzo Butler, please. And I say, please. Come on now. You can't say Alonzo Butler. That's like mentioning give me somebody good. That's like saying Larry Holmes is getting ready to fight Alonzo Butler. Who in the hell gonna watch that knockout? Please. I'll baby spank that boy with a bottle full of Similac until he wake up and burp and rebirth himself back to death. Come on.
Hey, look, we got a lot of stuff.
What about James Toney?
Oh, James who?
James Toney?
Oh, come on, man. You already hear the man's name. I mean, the man's name let you know what his next fight going to be. The man's name is James Toney, but his middle name tells you, lights out. Come on, go to bed. Good night.
David Rodriguez.
Oh, please. I'm ready to go down to El Paso, Texas. Matter of fact, I think I'm bringing up my Dominican heritage side, so when I go down there, I can tell everybody I'm Puerto Rican, Mexican, or from Nicaragua or something like that, so I can get accepted in, bust his ass, come on back home, eat a burrito, a margarita, and then come back to the United States and be what I be. And matter of fact, if he married and his wife look good, trust me, I'll bring her back with me. And her last name be Johnson, and I'll be a happy man, a partridge and a pear tree.
Kevin.
Yeah.
I see, better never bring his holes around you.
Say it again?
I said, IT better never bring none of his hoes around you.
Oh, he can keep all the hoes, just give me all the women. There's a difference.
Well, Kingpin, let me ask you this. Out a lot of these names here, and I know you wouldn't mind getting a taste of either one of them, oh, wait, one more. Robert Helenius. What do you think about this dude, Robert Helenius?
Oh,
what happened with him with Chisora?
Oh, please. Forget what happened with him and Chisora. Shit, what happened between me and him, I'll bust that ass. And he know it, and his team know it. That's why you'll never see that fight happen. You won't see it happen.
Being that it's going to be a little bit of time right here, probably till into the summertime before the picture clears up with these guys that are scheduled to fight, what ideal fight realistically are you looking to get on American soil to be exposed on one of these American cards and let everybody know you're really back?
Now that I'm a free agent, watch what happens in the next 90 days. And I promise you, my next interview, it'll be the first interview with you guys before I do any other website, Fight News, Boxing Talk, anybody. My next interview will be with you guys just to tell you guys, I told you so. That's it. I told you so. That's it. Watch what happens within the next 60 days because what I needed is now hand-delivered to me. What's at my table is at the table. I got a whole new stable, a whole new clan, a whole new crew, and I got a brand new brew. So I'm ready to make it do what it do. That's it.
Are you still with Eric Murdoch, the trainer?
Mark Murdoch, yeah, with Dewdrop and Mark Murdoch still, yeah.
And who do you train with down there? What sparring work do you get as far as good work? Who gives you the best work out there?
Right now, I've been sparring a lot with Deontay Wilder and Michael Grant. Like, I've been working with a lot of taller guys to get me ready for that championship level that I'm about to go back in. Because I know for a fact I'm going to catch Vitali before he retires. Because what I'm about to do, he's not going to retire before this. Guaranteed, or your money back again. And that's a lot of IOUs, trust me.
So let me ask you this. If you and Don King played a game of Scrabble, who wins?
It depends on if he used a dictionary or a thesaurus, because I'm not a Virgo nor a Taurus, but, it is what it is. So I just hope he used regular English words without his lawyers present and without me being in the past, because I know the words I use, they're hellified, bunch of a blast. So it's like the 4th of July on a Monday night. So I don't know.
All I got to say is, why isn't Kingpin on HBO? That's all I have to say, man. I do not.
In order to get the top opponent, in order to be on HBO, the fighter don't do that. His team does that. And if your team don't get you on HBO, you're not going to be on HBO. You have to honor what your contract says. You can't argue them. You can't fight them. You can't go against them. But now, my friend, and let me say this on my Dominican side, so all my Dominicanos can understand this. My señorita muy bonita, my y papa, okay, because understand what I say, okay? Now, with that out the way, now that I have what I need in my hands, I have no excuse for nobody not to see me on television. And trust me, when I rise to the stars, y'all better call 1-800 Dave Letterman and tell them to make room, because I'm coming.
Elie, you know this as much as I do. Tell me boxing is definitely at this point in the mainstream missing this right now.
No, boxing's definitely back. 3-4 years ago, it was kind of fading out fast, and I think Pacquiao has a lot to do with it. He brought a lot of excitement. People can say anything they want about him, but you know what? He has a lot to do with it. When you fight 3 times a year and you put on shows like that, people tune in, and then they get exposed to the sport and they start following it, even if that's the only name they knew. You have a lot of younger fighters like Brandon Reels. He talks so much smack and he backs it up. And when you talk smack and back it up, people go into it. The older generation, they're kind of like fading out. They have their loyal fans. But when it comes to the younger generation, there was no NBA until this week. Now it's preseason. And people were looking for something to follow, something to get into. So it was perfect timing. But boxing is back. There are good personalities out there. HBO and Showtime are now going to go nose to nose, see who could do more for boxing, which is great. NBC starting January. Boxing's coming Friday night, Saturday night. So it's definitely.
Can I tell you something, though, Elie? I actually think that the NBC is actually. I think that's going to be a backlash, because you have just recently during the Manny Pacquiao fight. I actually disagree. We've lost so many fans to MMA and a lot of the other sports that's why I think NBC wrote a check to $100 million to Dana White. If you think about it, boxing has no choice but to go back and start buying these contracts and putting these fighters on pay-you TV. Because when you can watch a $59.99 pay-per-view for free, going up against boxing, and you don't know what you're going to get in boxing. Let's not mistake it. We've had some great fights, but we also had some great blockbuster fights that were supposed to be that just stand out, like the Bernard Hopkins, Chad Dawson. We had the bullshit Mayweather Ortiz fight. I don't know, but I got a lot of backlash. I'm one that I like talking to the fans, and I'm behind the scenes making these fights and getting these fighters in, and I like talking to the actual fans. And I get the big backlash where people do say that. F this. Why should I pay this when I can watch this UFC fight for free and I know somebody's going to get their ass beat? This is the problem in boxing. I think that we've lost a lot of the good matchmakers. Because a lot of people don't understand, you got a lot of these people just picking fights up there. But boxing's an actual art. You have to watch the style. If you're going to want to make a great fight, you really have to study the fighter that you're putting in there. And a lot of these new guys in the game don't know that because they haven't been around boxing. They haven't seen real boxing. So I think that it is going to make our sport better, though, with NBC picking it up. But I think you're going to start seeing that a lot more because boxing's feeling threatened by the MMA. MMA brings that entertainment factor that boxing's been missing, I don't think there was nothing bigger than a mega fight back in the 80s. I ain't seen a real definition of a mega fight like a Marvis Hagler or a Sugar Ray Leonard build-up where the fight actually comes down on fight night and gives people what they exactly want, that lives up to that build-up. You know, so many.
I agree. No, Eddie, I agree. It's unpredictable. But hey, Kingpin, real quick, man. I know we can hit you up on Facebook, Kevin Kingpin Johnson. I got to know, man, because we're going nuts on Twitter. People are hitting me up on Twitter right now and saying you're off